How are you today?
So far, so good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So I read that you're a sci-fi fan from way back, and you were on Star Trek Enterprise. Were you a Star Trek fan growing up?
I was. As a boy, uh, played with my Star Trek action figures. I got them for Christmas in 1974, and that's when I started watching the original series. And then when I was in when I was in college, and then after, we would watch Next Generation. I was a big fan of the original movies, Wrath of Khan, and all of those. So yeah, I kind of grew up being a Star Trek fan.
Cool. And I also read that your background was comedy and improv, which makes
Mhm.
total sense given the humor that you bring to the role of Captain Shaw, among other
Thank you.
roles.
Thank you.
Did you think that your career would be mostly comedy when you started out?
Yeah, I think when I was in college and I was sort of pointing my arrow as to where I wanted it to go, I thought I was going to be on Saturday Night Live. Like I thought that was going to be the arc of the career. And so I did Second City, Chicago, and I did a lot of improv. And then I had a chance to audition for Saturday Night Live in '95. And I didn't book it, but it comedy's always been there as a very important part of most of the projects that I do. Whether it's a serious show, I will try to always find the moments of levity or comedy where I can. Yeah.
Okay. And when you got the role for Captain Shaw, did they give you a lot of background about him, or did you just go by the script?
Well, that's. I mean, the script is often where the background is put, but yeah, I was told Terry Matalas, the show's creator, gave me a bit of a download as to what he was looking for with this character and the vibe of him, and then information about what had happened to him in his past and how that affects the kind of leader he is in the present.
Okay. And did you have any input into playing him? Any changes you're able to make in dialogue or anything? Or
Yeah, I think often, especially with the way the directors on the show and the showrunner work, you would do a scene as written, and then you go, okay, like now that we've got it the way it was written, I have a pitch for a line here or a moment there, and you sort of try it out, and then they roll the cameras, and then you do it. And then, funnily enough, you'll sometimes see the stuff that you improvised show up in the final version of the show.
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And did the success of the show this season surprise you at all, or did you know it would be as popular as it's been?
Um, we knew when we were shooting it, we were making something special. You could tell just the amount of care and love, and I think every season of Picard they strove to make the best TV they could make, and I think what made this special was the fact that you were bringing back all of these legacy characters to build a bit of a reunion show, and the fact that it was primarily about space travel and them being on the run, so it felt like those old '80s movies. Um, so yeah, we could kind of feel that we were making something special at the time. Uh, I was surprised at how much my character resonated with audiences. I certainly knew they would be up and ready to see Worf back and Troy back and Crusher and the gang, Geordi and Data. I was surprised that they responded so well to the new characters. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, your character was kind of a jerk to Picard and Seven and Riker, although not without some reason. Have any fans given you a hard time about this?
All the time. Yeah. I mean that's part of the fun of fandom, right? Is picking your fights and having your squabbles and your arguments, and it's always been done good-natured fun, but he was such a jerk. I hated him at first. Like, oh, that guy talking so mean to my space grandpa is one of my favorite tweets that I saw. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's part of the fun. They're invested, right?
Right, right.
I feel the same way too. Like I'm a fan of TV and I watch stuff, and there are characters I root for and characters I shake my fist at, so I get it.
Yeah, your character definitely gets a little more likable, as not completely, but
Well, here's the thing: is I think he's always was entertaining.
yeah, definitely.
Like I think that what they wrote, the way they wrote the character, he was always entertaining, even if he was. I think because he was being so rude to them, that was what was entertaining about him.
Definitely. And do you do anything special when you had to prepare for the role?
Well, when I did do my research as to all of the different positions on the bridge, like what the comms and the science and a helm, and I wanted to be familiar with all the positions of my crew on the bridge, and so as far as that went, wanting to feel like this is my home and this is my job, and that those kind of preparatory things. Yeah.
Okay. And the show was filmed back in 2021, but was planned before that. When was your audition? Or you did not really audition? When
I
did they
didn't
call you?
audition. I got the job. I want to say August of 2021. I think
Okay.
Terry rang me up in like late June or August or July or August. Like, yeah, the summer of 2021 is what he said. We have an idea for a role for you for season 3 of Picard, and this is the kind of guy we're thinking he's going to be. So sit tight, and we just got to push it through the studio, and once we get closer to production. So yeah, so I've known about it I knew about it for a few months before I actually was there on my first day getting fitted for my uniform.
Wow. And did you have to keep quiet about it for a long time? Was it hard? Did you have to sign an NDA or anything?
All of
Yeah.
that, sniper rifles always trained on me by the suits at Paramount CBS. Yeah, I really was not allowed to say anything until they aired that first commercial during the playoffs, which was just, I think, 2 weeks before the actual premiere.
Oh, okay. And I know that some studios are very particular about keeping quiet, like
Yep,
Disney, Marvel,
yep,
what's the guy, Tyler Perry, very strict. So I didn't know if they were the same way with
yep, they are.
Okay, good. And there are 2 episodes left. I know you can't give spoilers, but is there anything you could share with us about the show or your character?
So like they're taking out the big guns. It's things are about to get real spicy over there in the final frontier. One fun spoiler: keep your ears peeled for a really cool audio cameo. I'll say that. There's a really, really cool Star Trek. If you're listening, you'll hear a really cool audio cameo. I'll say that.
In this episode or the next one?
I think it's the last episode.
Okay, great. I
Yeah.
will have to. If I can't figure it out, I'll just go online. Somebody will hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's a fun one.
and I keep reading rumors about a spinoff. Are they just rumors, or has anyone mentioned
There's
to you anything about
They're
future?
just rumors. They're just rumors. They're wishful thinking. I think on everybody's part. It's wishful thinking on the fans' part, and it's wishful thinking on the creators and the performers' part. We would love to keep telling stories in this world with these people. You really
Yeah,
you form a family when you're working on a set, and you want to keep telling great stories with that family.
good. I hope they don't kill your character off because I want to see you in the sequel. If there is.
It has been a hell of a ride. I've had a
Yeah.
blast.
I hope they don't kill anyone I like off. I'm still mad that they killed off Captain Kirk in Generations. So, you know,
Stakes. You got to have stakes. Without stakes, there's no jeopardy. Without jeopardy, there's no drama.
well,
You
they can
know?
kill off people I don't care
That's
about.
funny.
Has appearing in Picard changed your life or your career at all, or is it just another job?
No, it is not just another job. It has changed it has changed, uh, certainly my fan engagement, with fans of Star Trek. They are numbered, and they are vocal and passionate and kind. As far as my career goes, well, we're still in the middle of the show hasn't ended yet. So
Mhm.
uh, who knows? And there's a looming writer's strike right now, so the industry is sort of kind of sitting tight for a bit. Um, we As far as seeing where it all leads, that's strange new worlds ahead. Who knows?
Literally, or
No, I'm not on Strange New Worlds. No,
don't start that rumor.
no, no.
um,
Different era.
yeah,
Different era.
that's true.
Yeah,
Or you could play your grandfather or something,
yeah.
So you've been in a lot of sci-fi and fantasy shows. Which one were you most recognized for before this one?
12 Monkeys and Supernatural were the two big ones.
Okay,
And then the originals was in there as well. Those
that's when I
three.
first. That's when
Yeah,
I
those
noticed
those
you.
three are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Um, Oddly, one episode of Supernatural, but the passion of the viewership is so large that people have been so kind to keep me, awake and alive in their fandom. Um, the originals has a big following, and then 12 Monkeys, I was on that show the longest
Mhm.
for 4 seasons. So yeah.
Okay, and
Hmm.
I read that you enjoyed working with Sarah Michelle Gellar a few times, and you were also on Teen Wolf. Any chance that we'll see you on her new show Wolfpack, which is also on
I
Paramount?
auditioned for it, but
Oh yeah.
so Rodrigo got the role that I auditioned for. Um, who knows? I have not been told anything one way or the other if I'm gonna like. I haven't gotten any new auditions for that show, but I would love to work with Sarah again. I've worked with her on Buffy and then on a film called The Air I Breathe, and really enjoy both her and her husband. I would jump at the chance to act
Okay,
with her again. Yeah.
great. And you're from Chicago, right? Do you ever
I
go back?
am. I do all the time. I was just
Yeah.
back in March for a Dungeons and Dragons convention.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it
That's
was fun.
I
Yeah.
didn't know they had Dungeons and Dragons conventions. I
Uh,
guess I should know.
there's a bit there's the definitive one, which is called Gary Con, which is celebrating Gary Gygax, the man who created D&D or co-created it. There's a convention every year that celebrates his life, and people get together in the Midwest and roll dice and play games. Yeah, it's
Oh,
fun.
neat. I was just in Chicago like 2 weeks ago, so I
It's a
love
good
that
city. It's a
town.
good city. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I really appreciate you talking to me today.
My pleasure.
I love Star Trek. Like you, I grew up watching it. I'm a few years older than you, but I have
Are
three
you
older.
sure?
Yeah, I'm 61. So
Oh, I see. Yeah, I would have not
yeah,
have said that. No,
yeah. Nobody
I
knows.
would have thought you were 40. Yeah,
Thank you so much. I got a few
yeah.
gray hairs kind of getting in there
I
finally.
have far more gray than you.
Yeah.
It was
Well, thank
great
you so
chatting
much.
with you, Suzanne.
Yeah, you too.
Ta- Take care.
Bye bye.